Hello again and welcome back to part 2 of my market bag. As you can see, we've got the oval base of the bag from the first video, and I've done one row of trebles and one row of singles. I've changed colour for the singles because I'm going to do this design that I used on another bag where I've got a band of colour in a cross stitch, and I've got quite a few small balls of cotton yarn that have probably come free with magazines and things like that, so I'm going to use those on this particular bag body. So I've worked the row of trebles and a row of singles in the new colour, so you might want to pause the video until you've done the same two rows. To start off the treble row, I would always start with 4 chain. That's going to count as the first treble, and then yarn over twice into the stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2 once, yarn over through 2 twice, yarn over through 2 3 times, and you'll work a full round of trebles followed by a full round of the single crochet. These are US terms, by the way. So once you've done the 2 start rows, and I'm introducing now a coloured band, and that will be in the cross stitch as I mentioned from the previous bag. Just move those out of the way. So if you pause the video and work these 2 rows, I'm sure you don't want to sit and watch me crocheting a row of trebles and then a row of singles. So once you've got the 2 rows complete and you've slip stitched to join the single crochets, just make sure that you've still got the 72 stitches, because we do need to have the 72 stitches on each row. So for the cross stitch row, I'm going to work 3 chain. That's going to count as a double. I'm now going to work a double in the previous single crochet. So we've worked the 2 stitches over the first stitch and the previous stitch. The next stitch we're going to skip a stitch and work a double into the next stitch, and then a double into the skipped stitch. Skip a stitch, work a double into the next stitch, and then a double into the skipped stitch. We're just going to work the same way all the way around this row, skipping a stitch, work a double into the skipped stitch, skip the next one, and another cross stitch over the next 2 stitches. So we just skip a stitch, work a double, and then work a double into that skipped stitch across the double from the previous stitch that you've just done. We just carry on all the way around, working the cross stitch over the 2. A double into the skipped stitch, So I'm just going to work this pattern repeat all the way around, and I'll meet you when we get to the beginning of this row. So now we've done one cross over two stitches all the way around. We're going to join into the third chain of that starting stitch with a slip stitch, and you can see that the body of the bag is now forming to come up the sides. So the next row will be a single crochet into each stitch. So as always, I always start with a chain one and then into the stitch and work a single, and we're going to work a single into the second half of the cross, and then just carry on all the way around working a single into each stitch from the previous row. So it's just a straightforward row of single crochets. So it just gives a nice break-up of pattern to do the cross stitches in between the treble rows. So once we've done this row of singles, we would then work a row of singles again in the alternate colour, which in my case is white, and then 2 rows of trebles, and then a row of singles, so that we would have this effect. So we've got a row of cross stitches, a row of singles, a row of singles in the white, a row of trebles, a row of singles, a row of trebles, and then I would move on to another colour for this next band. So you're just going to carry on working rows of trebles with the singles in between all the way up until the bag is the length that you want yours to be. I've done my bags to be 16 inches from the bottom of the bag where we had the 12 chain start, and if I measure up to where the handles start, it measures 16 inches, but you can do your bag whatever size you want it to be. But as I say, I stop at 16 inches, which is 41 centimetres. So I'll leave you to carry on with your bag, working, as I say, the rows. You can use any colours you want, any combination of colours. You could just do it in one colour if you so wish, but I just think the coloured bands just add a little bit more interest to the bag. So if you want to carry on working your rows of trebles, cross stitches, if you wanted to, you could just do doubles. If you wanted a really close worked bag, you could do it in rows of singles. As long as you keep to the 72 stitches, it will work out right for when we put the handles on. And I'll see you again for the next video, which will be the handles. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.